Alright, boys and girls, please gather at the front of the room for our read aloud activity. Alright. So, I've noticed that all of you are incredible readers, and you work so hard to understand the themes in certain stories. Because what we've been learning lately is Greek mythology, how these concepts can relate to the world around us. And it's good to know about all the myths that there are. And does anyone know what an Achilles heel is? Okay. And do you know why it's called an Achilles heel? No? Okay. Alright, well, this is what I want to talk to you a little about today. Now I'll even give you the chance to independently read some Greek mythology words, and once I've called on you, and we'll connect these concepts with the world around us and how these concepts affect us today. Alright, so our learning target today is to understand world mythology terms and concepts through definitions and illustrated examples, what we'll be doing after the story. And throughout the story, we'll pick out some concepts that we can, that are pointed out throughout the story that can relate back to our theme. For instance, this is Achilles. And once you see the word Achilles, what do you think of? The Achilles heel we just talked about, right? Alright, well, this is why we're going to read this book today, to learn more information about Achilles and kind of the myths that we already know about, what we've learned about. Alright. So, the story is called Achilles by Jason Glazer. Alright. So Peter Paul Rubens painted Achilles defeating Hector. This painting shows the heroes Achilles, who's on the left, and Hector, who's on the right, in battle. The goddess Athena hovers over them. Why do you think she hovers over them? Maybe to stop a fight, maybe? Maybe to... What do you think? Right? Okay. Alright, Achilles was a mighty Greek hero. Ancient Greeks and Romans told many stories about him. The stories said that Achilles could not be harmed. He was invulnerable. What do you think invulnerable means? Okay, good job. The stories also said that gods helped Achilles and other heroes. During one battle, a hero named Hector threw his spear at Achilles. The goddess Athena knocked the spear down. Then Achilles raised his spear to throw at Hector. But the god Apollo created a fog around Hector. Achilles could not see Hector. Hector ran from Achilles. As Hector ran, Athena approached him. She had disguised herself as one of his brothers. What does disguise mean? Kind of hiding from him? Okay. So Hector stopped. Athena offered him a new spear, but it was a trick. When Hector reached for the spear, it disappeared. Achilles then caught up to Hector. He attacked and killed Hector. Achilles defeated many enemies in battle. Right, and on this page we can see that there's Greek and Roman mythological figures. For instance, the Greek name Apollo is also the Roman name. So what do you think he's the god of? Alright, good job. And the Greek name Athena, do you know what the Roman name for that is? Good job, it's Minerva. And then what's that goddess? What's that goddess of? Yeah, she's of wisdom and protector of heroes. There's also Hector, who also has both the Greek and Roman name of Hector. Right? There's also Greek and Roman name, which is Paris. And then the Greek name of Odysseus. What's the Roman name, you think? Ulysses, yep. and that's just a Greek hero. And then same with Helen, that's also both a Greek and Roman name. Who is whose wife? Menelaus, yep. And then the Greek name Hephaestus, what's the Roman name? Vulcan, yep. And that's the god of fire, that's right. And then the Greek name Thetis, that's also the Roman name, right? And whose mother is that? That's Achilles' mother, right? Alright. So, about myths. Ancient Greeks and Romans believed in many gods. They told about the gods in stories called myths. Myths said the gods made the world and everything in it. People honored and worshipped the gods. They believed that they would be kept safe if they pleased the gods. People also believed they would be punished if they made the gods angry. In one story, the goddess Athena made the Greek hero Ajax go insane. Ajax had broken one of her statues. Myths said the gods helped people. The Iliad is a long poem by the Greek poet Homer. Have anyone heard of Homer before? No. The Iliad is nearly 3,000 years old. It tells about the last year of the Trojan War. You guys just learned about the Trojan War, right? Yeah. During this war, a Greek army captured the city of Troy. In the Iliad, gods helped both the Greek and Trojan armies. Ancient Greeks and Romans liked to tell the story of the Iliad. Many great heroes fought and died in the Trojan War. One of the greatest heroes was Achilles. Alright, does anyone recognize this picture? What's it remind you of? Really? Well, these can be on vases and everyday items like cups and vases. And it's very methodical. Alright, Achilles' mother was Thetis. She was a sea nymph. Nymphs were creatures that never grow old or died. They were immortal. Achilles' father was the human king Pelesius. Pelesius ruled an area of Greece called Phthia. Because Achilles was part human, he would grow old and die. He was immortal. So, immortal. What's the difference between immortal and mortal? That can die and that can live, right? Yep. Thetis wanted to keep Achilles from dying of old age. At night, Thetis put Achilles into a fire to burn off his mortal skin. In the morning, she rubbed ambrosia on him to heal his body. Ambrosia was the food of the gods. Achilles' mother also wanted to protect her son from the harm. Thetis held Achilles by the heel and dipped him into the river Styx. This river ran through the underworld. What's the underworld? Something we don't really say, we just call it the underworld. Okay. Its waters made Achilles invulnerable. The water covered Achilles everywhere but the heel that Thetis held. Achilles' heel was the only part of his body that could be harmed. What do you think is going to happen? Alright. This is Achilles at the court of King Lymphocetes with his daughters, who was painted by Pomeo Girolamo Bettoni. And this painting shows the Achilles dressed as a woman and holding a sword. So that's Achilles right up there, standing there. Alright. The Trojan War began when Trojan Prince Paris took Helen from her husband. Helen was married to Greek king Menelaus. Menelaus gathered an army to go get Helen back. He needed help from heroes like Achilles. Thetis did not want Achilles to join the Greek army. She was afraid her son would die in the Trojan War. Thetis dressed Achilles as a woman and sent him to hide on the island of Cycros. Menelaus told the wise hero Odysseus to find Achilles. Odysseus sailed to Skyros. He had heard that Achilles was hiding among King Lymocedes' daughters. Lymocedes ruled Skyros. Odysseus played a trick on Achilles. He set out treasures and a sword. The king's daughters looked at the treasures, but Achilles looked at the sword. Odysseus then knew which woman was actually Achilles. Odysseus talked Achilles into going to Troy and helping the Greek army. What else do you see in this picture? They're kind of dressed differently than us, right? Yeah, they're wearing robes and really fancy dresses. Alright, the Fury of Achilles. This is the Fury of Achilles. That shows him, who's in the center of his battle. And Athena is to the left of him. It's right there. The sea god Poseidon is to the right of Achilles. Yeah. Alright, Achilles killed many people in battle. On the way to Troy, he stopped on the island of Tenedos. King Tenes ruled the island. Thetis warned Achilles not to harm the king, but Achilles argued with Tenes and killed him. Achilles' actions angered the god Apollo. Apollo was Tenes' father. During the Trojan War, Achilles fought the Trojan hero Cygnus. Like Achilles, Cygnus was invulnerable to weapons. Achilles used the strap on Cygnus' helmet to choke him to death. That wasn't very nice, was it? Priam was the king of Troy. One of his 50 sons, can you believe? Someone got 50 sons? That's crazy. Was named Troilus. The gods had said Troilus would never lose a battle if he lived to be 20 years old. Achilles killed Troilus before he turned 20. Achilles killed many of Priam's sons. Achilles also attacked the city of Lyrasis. There, he captured a beautiful woman named Briseis. Achilles and Briseis fell in love. Alright. And this is the Achilles and Agamemnon. Agamemnon was the leader of the Greek army. He had captured Cyrus. Cyrus' father asked the god Apollo to get his daughter back. Apollo told the Greeks to let Cyrus go. Achilles made Agamemnon give Cyrus back to her father. Achilles' actions angered Agamemnon. Agamemnon took Briseis from Achilles. Achilles then became sad and would not leave his tent. He no longer wanted to fight the Trojans. Achilles led the Myrmidons. These soldiers were ants that had been changed into men. Could you believe that? Do you think that would actually happen? No. These soldiers' ants had been changed into men. Without Achilles and the Myrmidons, the Greek army lost many battles. They could not beat Hector, the leader of the Trojan army. Achilles' friends begged him to fight. Agamemnon even returned Briseis. Achilles still refused to help. His mother, Thetis, had told Achilles that he would die if he stayed and fought. Achilles thought about going home. And this is Achilles standing over Patroclus. Alright, the death of Achilles' friend. Patroclus was Achilles' best friend. Patroclus did not want the Greeks to lose the war. He asked to use Achilles' armor. What do you think armor is? Kind of like the metal stuff you use? Okay. And kind of weapons? Right. He also asked to lead the Myrmidons into battle. Achilles agreed to give Patroclus whatever he wanted, but Achilles did not want Patroclus to get hurt. He warned Patroclus only to push the Trojan army away from the Greek army's camp. Patroclus disguised himself with Achilles' armor. When they entered the battle, the Greeks believed that Patroclus was Achilles. The Greeks began to fight harder because they thought Achilles was there to help them. They began to beat the Trojan army. The Trojans ran away from the Greeks' army's camp. Patroclus forgot about Achilles' warning. He chased after the Trojans. Patroclus caught up to Hector, and the two heroes fought. Hector was strong. He had help from Apollo. Hector killed Patroclus and took Achilles' armor. Oh no, what's going to happen? Oh, the death of Achilles. Paris, who's on the left, holds the bow he used to shoot Achilles. This is Achilles right here. And yeah, it's Paris, or yeah. Apollo hovers over Paris, guiding Paris' arrow into Achilles' heel. And that's why that's Achilles' heel. Alright, Patroclus' death made Achilles angry. Achilles decided to stay and fight the Trojans. Thetis asked the gods to help her son. The god Hephaestus made Achilles new armor. Achilles then went looking for Hector. Achilles killed dozens of Trojans in his search. After Achilles killed one of Hector's brothers, Hector agreed to fight. The two heroes fought hard, but Achilles was stronger. Athena also helped him. Achilles killed Hector. With help from Achilles, the Greeks began to win more battles. The Trojans' weapons were useless against Achilles, but he did have a weakness. During one battle, Prince Paris stood on top of Troy's walls. He shot an arrow at Achilles. The god Apollo saw a chance to get revenge for the death of his son Thetis. What's revenge mean? Think so? Okay. Apollo made the arrow hit Achilles' heel. Achilles' heel was not invulnerable like the rest of his body. He died from the wound. Alright, mythology today. You see this picture? What's it remind you of? Running. That's right. People thought Achilles could not be hurt, but Apollo knew his weakness. People sometimes use the expression Achilles' heel to describe a person's weakness. A person fighting a much stronger enemy will usually lose. A person who can find an enemy's Achilles' heel or a weak spot might win the battle. The muscle near a person's heel is called the Achilles tendon. It is named after the spot where Achilles was hit by Paris' arrow. The Achilles tendon goes from the heel bone to the calf muscle. So, way over here until here. It's a very weak spot. Alright. People sometimes hurt their Achilles tendon during work or sports. Injuries to this tendon can keep people from walking, running, or jumping. Today, people no longer believe that Greek and Roman myths are true. But stories about gods and heroes are still popular. The Iliad has been printed into books. Movies have been made about popular myths. People continue to enjoy stories about Achilles and other famous heroes. So yeah, this heel to the calf muscle, that's your Achilles heel or tendon, which means what again? Someone's weakness, right? Do you all have weaknesses of something? Yeah? Everyone has their weakness. And this is kind of like the map for where these myths are located. There's Greece. And then Sparta, Athens, Troy, all those things. Alright, so for our assignment, I'm going to give you a worksheet on certain words from Greek mythology, and they're actually words that are in our world today. I know one is biology. What would be the Greek root for it? It'd be bio, right? So it's like the first part of the word. That's right. Alright, so if we can go back to our desk, let's give out this worksheet, and I'll pair you guys into groups of 2.